Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time here. This is our cozy, realistic, no mod series where we play as General of the Minutemen, rebuilding the Commonwealth. If you're just here for some build inspiration, I have everything in this video timestamped, so feel free to skip ahead. But if you're here for some cozy vibes or to build along, grab a Nuka-Cola and settle in. Today we are on part 4 of our Greentop Nursery build, so I think we're wrapping up today, but of course we'll see. Since our last build, we have accrued a few more settlers, so I took away our recruitment beacon just because that's the number of beds we have, but it looks like we have also captured a cat and a dog. I'm a little scared that the dog is going to attack us, so if this video randomly jumps forward, you will know it did, and I edited it out. Yeah, so it did. We're gonna try again to capture a junkyard dog and not a mongrel that will attack us. But at least the cat capture usually goes pretty well. There we go. Lovely little house cat for us. I am gonna try one more time to get a dog for this settlement, just because I really like that it increases happiness, it increases security, but now we have 2 cats, so I think we're good on cats. I want to start this build back here at the apartment complex that we built. So remember, we have this apartment complex with 4 people. We decorated the bottom 2. We still have to decorate the top 2. So we're going to start with a lot of storytelling today. We have 3 people staying in these upstairs units. I think this is our single unit, and then next door we have 2. I have some ideas for these. I think we'll start with the 2-person unit. I just love the way this apartment building came together. And I don't want to scrap these mattresses until we have new mattresses down. So let me just put them on their patio real quick. We did get to those the 9 people pretty well. We did attract exclusively men though in this settlement, which I'll be honest kind of bugged me. So I went to a different settlement, and I didn't mean to leave workshop mode. Oh, am I just too close to the edge? I'm too close to the edge. That's okay. Let's come back in. I went to a different settlement. I went back to our Red Rocket truck stop, and I found a random woman who had showed up there and was unassigned, and I traded her. I got her to come in here, and then I sent one of the men over to Red Rocket, just so our Manic Pixie Dream Girl downstairs in apartment 1. I just had such a specific vision for Manic Pixie Dream Girl. I really wanted that to be a woman. So now it is. Somebody got traded. But everybody else is a man. I don't know. Sometimes that's just how it shakes out. But this apartment unit, I think, is for a couple, which is why I'm doing like a double bed sort of vibe here. And now we can destroy these. A couple that lived here, because to be honest, I have always wanted to use, there's a decor item for a crib, and it shows up in some settlements. I don't know where it is. It shows up in some settlements, but I've never actually gotten to use it. I think it's in that like back room at Starlight Drive-In. This, and of course it matches Sean's crib, but you all know I don't really like Sean. Sorry, not sorry. Well, it would be so nice if that tucked in like in that corner like that. But it could also be here in the entryway. No, I think we want it back in that corner. So this might be a good rug glitch. I don't really want a rug under it though. So I'm wondering if we can use the pillar glitch to put it back in that corner. I honestly don't know if we can. I don't know if that'll work. Oh, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have tried to group select indoors. I could have predicted that was going to happen if I thought about it, but I did not think about it. So it's early. It's early here. Let's try one time using the pillar to position this. And if we can't, then we will try and do it with a rug and just accept that it'll have a rug under it. But I really would like it to be in that little back corner space. Which, can we do? I don't think so. I don't actually think the pillar is going to help us get it any closer. And that's all right. Sometimes the limitations inform our design decisions. So we are going to go with a rug. In fact, it could be a good opportunity for the rocket ship rug, but that does feel a little big because we already have a rug upstairs in that space. We could do this little rug. It's cute, it's cozy. Yeah, and we should be able to make it look kind of natural. Natural that it's there. Oh, it doesn't seem to want to go there, which is interesting. Why not? It's definitely working because I can put it over in that corner, but I can't seem to put it. Oop. Oh, I guess the rug doesn't like that little outcropping. That's so weird. This one might, if we position it like right on the edge. Didn't mean to do that. So let's try. I just really like the idea of having a crib somewhere, and I've never put a crib in a settlement before. But it's such a neat piece of world building that maybe you do have couples that are still trying to put together families. Why is it fighting me so hard about being there? All right. Maybe the crib doesn't go in that little nook. Maybe the crib is just part of the outside here. Oh gosh, we are also getting so close to the size limit here on this settlement. I've just decked it out with so many little details. If we do have to do the glitch where you like drop some weapons and bring it down just a little bit just to finish stuff in here, I won't be crushed, but we'll see. Let's instead make the little area into a dining area. Oh, it's cause that's off the edge of the settlement, isn't it? That's what's happening. That's what's happening. I forgot that we built this whole apartment complex so close to the edge. That was my mistake. That's okay. We can still make it look natural just by trying to take advantage of that with the chairs. So I'm guessing this is a couple that's been here a while. And so we want to make their space feel very cozy, lived in. I think a shelf would be nice. I mean, comfortable enough that they want a kid. Maybe their kid, or maybe somebody else's kid. I feel like, especially in the wasteland like this, there would be a lot of people adopting, maybe their sister's kid if something happened with a raider, which is kind of sad, kind of dark now that I'm saying that out loud. But I do think this would be like a nice family-friendly couple. With some kitschy decor. They need somewhere to put their clothes. Let's see what containers we can fit in here. I kind of like this thing, but I don't think there's room for it. And since we can't really use that nook because of the settlement limitations, I don't think that'll fit. If we scooch the beds out a little bit, this could go in the back there. And I don't hate that. I think that would be neat. We have some vault stuff. That could be neat. And then if you scroll all the way to the right in tables here, you get some stuff that looks like containers, like this credenza-like thing. I really like it. Maybe instead we do cabinet here. Scooch this over a little because they need something for the baby stuff. And then maybe a sitting area. I have a hair in my face. Like a little couch or chair. And maybe a little table. Like a coffee table. There's a neat rounded one. This one. I know it's not like baby proofed just because the edges are round, but I'm gonna pretend it is. It's kind of blocky, kind of fun. Yeah, new parents' room. I think people would still want families in the apocalypse, you know? Like I think I'm biased because I don't want kids. But I think a lot of people do, and they still would, even in Fallout. I don't think that desire goes away. No, I don't like the old men. I do like how colorful these are. They feel kind of like appropriately childish. You know what I mean? But I don't think that wall that we picked is flat enough. So let's look at some of these little cat paintings, just because they're smaller. Yeah. That one's sitting at an angle. Too much of an angle, but maybe we bring it down and pretend that it's on that table, which we've done sometimes, and it tends to work, though not always. Ooh, I think it does work in that case. Just like a painting on the edge of the coffee table. Yeah, I think that's lovely. I think classical radio could help a baby sleep, especially as white noise over the like sounds of the farm and other people working. So we'll do a classical radio in there. Fish bucket, lobster cage. Candles would be nice, but I feel like candles would be hazardous for a young kid. So maybe we do oil lamp instead, because there's less of a risk if the kid starts learning to walk of them being able to, you know, grab the flame. Open flame. Open flames and babies do not mix. That I know. You know, I'm no expert on kids, but I'm pretty sure that's in the parenting books. And I do feel like they would have a little welcome mat. That's cute. Let's grab some stuff to put on the walls. We really didn't give them a place to store their clothes, though, because none of these things are containers. Oh, no, the cabinet is a container. They can put their clothes in the cabinet. That works. But let's see what we have in terms of junk. And I'm hoping, there we go, that we have some stuff that'll be kid-friendly here. So baby rattle for sure. Like a teddy bear would be good. Picture frame could be cute. I could go either way on the picture frame, to be honest. I don't want to put just random junk because I feel like a kid would knock that over, get into trouble. Mole rat teeth, definitely not. Rat poison, again, no expert on kids, but I'm pretty sure poison is another one of the no-nos. Skull, teddy bear. There we go. And some of these toy things I think would be excellent too. A little rocket ship. Car. Yeah, I think that does it. Oh, wait. I scrolled away before we got to the wooden blocks. Wooden block. Yeah. Excellent. See, I never get to use the wooden blocks because they always feel too childish for what I'm doing. But if we have a couple with like a really young kid, I think it works very well. That is going to fall right through that table. So we got to use some other way of getting it in there. Is that going to sink through the crib? Ah, there we go. Let's do the rocket ship up here. If it'll go up there. Maybe it won't. Maybe it comes on here and that's like our toy table. There we go. And let me grab these by hand so they don't sink through. I really like how sometimes the game will set up these blocks when you find them in a way that spells something out. I don't have enough to spell something out here, but look at how lovely that is. It's so cozy and family friendly. I think that's really wonderful. Hi, Preston. I'm really glad he waited until after to come in and check it out instead of being in our way that whole time. That was very kind of him. Thank you, Preston. Okay, that is adorable. I just want to see if there's like a wall decoration we can put on the outside. I know we're not going to get like a baby on board sign, but something like that. Oh, I keep wandering too close to that edge. We really did put this apartment building very close to the edge here. I kind of like this, just as like a fun, colorful, like it's not a toy, but it looks enough like a toy. Kids like colorful block color things. Again, I think. There we go. I think that's really cute. How did you get down there? I thought you were inside. Okay. Okay. Family unit complete. Let's keep going with this second unit. And for the second unit, bear with me, hear me out. I want it to feel like a therapist's office. Not that I think somebody's full-time job in here would be to be a therapist, but it just feels like this private entrance really reminds me of the first therapist that I worked with that I really liked. She had this office that was on top of a coffee shop, and it had this like private staircase like this, and it was wonderful. And I feel like maybe this is where the doctor lives, and we don't have to do like a full-on therapist office, but something that's just like, maybe he's really good at talking to people and comforting them, and he just has a space that's like really cozy and you can come sit, and if you're having problems, maybe you just come over to his, home here and he makes you a cup of coffee and you can just sit and talk. And I really want an excuse to use this couch, and it kind of feels like a chaise, how do you pronounce that? Chaise lounge? You know what I'm talking about, that like they have in therapist's office. There's one thing that I've learned from doing this series and recording myself. It's that I don't know how to pronounce a lot of words. And that has been really fun to learn. Okay. So because this guy hosts a lot of people, we want to keep his like private space away from the rest of it. So I want to use the bureau to do that because it's a lovely bureau. And then we can use this shack wall and roof piece as bed. And it kind of worked out nicely that it's a full coverage piece and that it's not, off the edge of the settlement. Like we can put stuff in it, unlike that last apartment unit. Okay, let's grab a bed. I do kind of like the idea of mattress on the ground, but I think we'll give him a bit more dignity than that. Although I might do the smallest bed just so it fits back here comfortably. Yeah, I think that would. And now, of course, we can get rid of the sleeping bag. There's a gap. There's like a tiny little gap with the bureau. And actually, I can't tell if that bothers me enough to try and rug glitch it in closer. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Because what I think we can use this back area for is this could be not a full kitchen, but a nice little place for him to make coffee. Or maybe a desk. Ooh, a desk would be really lovely here. Again, not that he's like a licensed therapist, so he doesn't need to be doing treatment notes. But maybe he is. Maybe he's a full-on therapist here. I think the other desks exist in containers. Yeah. I like this one. The wood feels a little cozier to me. Let's do it like that. And we'll grab a chair. When I came up with this idea, I was a little worried that people wouldn't be on board to see a therapist office inspired build in Fallout. It's not typically the vibe when you click on a Fallout build, but y'all have been following me through some pretty crazy ideas in the wasteland. So thank you for coming along for this journey too. We're going to use the blue pot. I feel like blue is slightly more calming. Like that. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. I'm going to turn on my Pip-Boy just so we can see a little clearer what we're doing inside. And let's grab a big painting. Something really calming. I think we did that one in the next door room. I like that this one's big. That might be too big. I like this one. Yeah, okay. That's really nice. And then, yeah, let's put the couch in like that. And then the other thing that I have is I hopped up to Far Harbor and I got some of the cultist stuff, really just for this, because I thought that if we just use them as fabric, like if we don't follow the cultist meaning of things, then we get some lovely fabric pieces that I think makes this whole area feel a little more like cozy. I wonder if I can, we can't do like a beaded doorway, but if there's a way to like put that kind of in the ceiling so it serves as like kind of a door to the private area. Oh gosh, I would just love that so much. Like this one, if that could go right there, that would be adorable. And I bet we could pillar glitch it. So let's come down here and set that up with a pillar glitch. Oh, except we're way out at the edge of the settlement again. We got to stop doing that. And I'm just going to grab... How do I want to put that on there? Because it needs to stick to something, right? It's not a flag. Ooh, that's cool too. The large hanging buoy like that. I wonder if I can put it on something that I can't move, like the greenhouse, and then we grab it with a pillar. You know what I mean? This is one of those, like, would be nice to haves, but I won't be crushed if we can't do it, because I'll just put it on the wall. Sometimes it turns green. Like for split seconds there, it goes a little green. Like that. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, we should be able to group select that for the pillar glitch. I could be totally wrong. But again, trying new things is how we learn. Oh, I don't need prefab. This is going to be too big to fit inside. I'm worried this won't get it high enough. And it won't group select it. Yeah, this might not work. And I don't think I can put this on a post, right? Like, I don't think I can. I don't think so. Just for the sake of really exploring our options here, though. Yeah. I don't think I can. And if I have that on a wall and I move the wall, it doesn't stay, right? Oh, wait. It like, it did clip to the post there. I don't know how. Now I'm really confused. Can I group select? No, it's not letting me group select. Oh. That was unexpected. Wow, I really did not think that was going to work, but I think it might. I want to make sure that we don't block this off too completely. So if I can wiggle it really far in that corner, that'll be where I think it does best. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, but now can I remove? No, I cannot remove that post. Can I remove this post? Yes. That's weird. And can I move this? No, that has to be there forever now. Right? Yeah. Okay. Honestly, I'm fine with that. It's far enough back here that it kind of looks like it's part of the shack piece, and he can still get in and out of his bedroom, but it's like a cozy little, again, not like beaded doorway, but close enough. How fun is that? And the cultists also have some wonderful little glowing pieces that I know are kind of creepy because the implication is that they're radiation based. Oh, but the glow that they give is just wonderful. So let's find, ooh, oh, they're just so cute. These little glowing bulbs. All right, let's do one. Exploring our options here. I think this would be cute. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. Cozy is the wrong word. It's just glowy. The glow is warming my heart. Probably because it's irradiated. But that's okay. All right, let's see if we have room for a table to do a little coffee section. It is raining outside, but it's not totally dark yet. So let's see. I want something narrow enough that we can put it against that right side wall, but that is big enough we can do like a hot pot for the coffee as well. This could work. Yeah. I think that works nicely. Yeah, so there's enough room to get around and still get into the bed area. Yeah, but coffee could definitely work there. And I bet there's like a vault poster that would feel related. Let's scroll over to the messier ones, yeah, because we're not in the vault. But have you taken your medication today in a makeshift psychiatrist's office? I think is really funny. One of those. Hard work is happy work. I think the medication one works best. And I think that's kind of cute. Just as a nod to the profession, not even because he's medicating people, because I don't think he is. I like the idea. I like tools as a reference because a lot of times in mental health, you talk about like using your coping skills as tools. So maybe he found a tools sign and thought it was like a funny. We're working on our tools. Maybe this is too niche. I don't care though. We're still doing it. I thought the hard hat one could be kind of cute, but no, I like just that. And let's decorate that little coffee station while we're here. I think I'm looking for hot plate. Hot plate? Ooh, there's a Luxabrew coffee pot. What's the difference between that and the other one? Coffee. Well, let's drop them both and see what the difference is. And then coffee cups. We want at least 2 for him and whoever's there. Maybe 3, so there's like an extra clean one. Clipboard for sure, so he can take notes. Coffee tin. And I like the idea of a picture frame for the desk. And anything else? I thought the typewriter might be a good one. Or a desk fan. Oop, I tried to drink it. Pen for the desk. I don't think dropping these things is going to increase the settlement size limit, but it might. So we'll see. Let's give him a typewriter for that desk too. Yeah, we got a lot of good junk here. Gosh, I love the junk so much. That has always been my favorite part of honestly any Bethesda game. Skyrim. Skyrim was hard for me because I wanted to pick up all the junk I possibly could. I want the desk fan somewhere. Maybe it just waits for us to build some more surfaces. That is going to fall right through the floor. Let's grab that by hand instead. Oh, I'm making a mess. Which way is up? That way? Okay. There we go. Nope. Back. Yep. Nope. Yeah. That seems close enough. Nope. It was actually pretty close though. We can get it this time. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Little desktop picture frame. I think this is a metaphor for how hard you have to fight to preserve memories in the Commonwealth, maybe. Maybe. We got it! 3 times the charm. Preston is ready. I shouldn't have commented on how he waited patiently for the last one because I jinxed it. I love this coffee tin. It's just delightful. Here we go. Maybe let's try workshop mode for the coffee cups because I think they'll sit nicely up here. Yes. Oh, thank goodness. I didn't want to try and position 3 cups by hand. Okay. So it looks like the Luxabrew one is just shinier, and I actually think I like it less. Let's store that. Let's grab this one. And let's come outside of workshop mode just to place that right on the hot plate. There, that's absolutely lovely. And the clipboard and pen, I actually think we'll go on the other chair once we place it. But for now, we're going to put it on the chaise lounge? Chaise lounge? Gosh, I don't know. I should have looked that up before starting this. Let's do this cozy little rug. Is it getting too dark? It might be getting too dark. Let's see what time it is. I think we can build for a little longer. Preston knocked over our desk lamp. Okay. So if somebody comes in to talk to him and they're sitting on that long couch, I want to give him a chair to talk to them from. Oh, like that one. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll crunch that into this side as much as we can. I guess it was fine as it was. Can't really get it closer. And then I like the idea of there being a coffee table between them, but I'm worried it takes up too much space. So let's just try and walk around that. Yeah, actually that is enough space to walk around, so I think we can keep it. The chair, I really do want to get farther into that space though, so maybe if we put it on the rug. Yeah. Yeah. And now we have just a little more space for the coffee table. Yeah, okay. And I think it'd be nice to put a little table next to where he's sitting. Am I running into the same edge of the settlement problem? I might be. Does that table feel a little low? This one might feel better. Yeah. Come here. Yeah. A little more height, and then we can put the clipboard. Clipboard can go on top of this one for note taking. Grab the pen. I am pushing this size limit. Oh, that fell right to the floor, didn't it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me grab that. I know there's no paper, but maybe he has files. That fell through again, didn't it? Yep, okay. We'll try again. Okay. Pen, come here. Pen. Oh. There we go. And that leaves us a little room to do some more glowy bottles behind it. I love the glowy bottles. And we can do some more of the flags as well. I don't think they would have as much religious meaning down here as they would up in, Far Harbor. So I think here they just kind of look like mindfulness posters. Circles and shapes. I don't know if they'll actually... Oh, wait, that one might. I don't know how high I can get it, but I think we can squeeze it in there a little. Yeah. I think that works. And I wonder if we can use this to cover some of the holes in the wall. I think they're multifunctional flags. Maybe I bring it lower. Maybe it's crashing into that chair that we rug glitched close. This would just go so well right there. I still don't know how we got the other one to sort of pillar on. That was crazy lucky. Oh, I think that works. Yeah, I think that works. And now let's grab some more of the glowy bulbs. And maybe a few more plants too. I love a plant. Okay, skinny little one here. And then hanging glowy bulbs. Oh, they really go far up onto that roof. Oh, but they could go there. That's cute. Maybe we do a collection of a few over here. Yeah, that's a good. What is that sitting on? That's weird. There we go. Yeah. We can fit both. We can definitely fit both. Okay, cute. Cute. I don't think we need this whole big one. But a hanging single one would also be nice. The gentle glow is just so wonderful for those vibes of like you walk in here, it smells like coffee, you can sit down, you can just talk about your day, which I'm sure isn't something they get to do a lot in the Commonwealth. That sounded like Preston was messing up something. He better not be. I'm always on edge for that, the sound of any NPC knocking over something I just set up. We're gonna do small table over here. Because I think the desk fan, where did it go? There it goes. And now it's completely fallen over. I think the desk fan, if we don't have room for it in the main office part, would still be a wonderful white noise to sleep to. I like having a fan on while I sleep. There we go. And I also think, no, you know what? I was going to move the picture frame, but I think it's fine where it is. Okay, I'm obsessed with this. That's adorable. Let me check if there's any junk we can put on the table. Oh, I like the idea of an umbrella stand. Give me that umbrella stand. Did I see tea kettle? That's good to know that there's tea also, because I usually go for the coffee stuff. I'm looking for like maybe a chessboard. Honestly, let's do a newspaper instead. Just something to give people something to do with their hands and look at. I'll put the umbrella stand right here as you enter. And then an old Boston Bugle here. Yeah, just as something to pick up and read maybe while they're getting settled in. Okay, that's so lovely. Now I think we should sleep if I can get on the other side of that entrance that we made. I don't know what 8:54 plus 10 hours is, but we're going to find out. Wow, I'm really pleased with how that came together. That sometimes the vision works. The last thing we have to do in the settlement is the diner area that I set up last time. This is taking a long time to sleep, isn't it? That paused at 8 hours for like a long time. Right? Maybe it's because there's too much stuff in the settlement. Maybe it's running slow already. Uh-oh. Guess we'll find out. Hi, Preston. Yeah, see, it's really dark inside without the Pip-Boy and because it's still storming out. But this... Oh my gosh. Ah, that's so lovely. So comforting. It's even grosser outside now than it was before we went to bed. 7 a.m. Hopefully it'll clear up as it gets a little lighter out. The other thing that you'll notice that I did is I put up some of these turrets. Ooh, and we can get rid of this. I just put up some of those turrets around the settlement. Manic Pixie Dream Girl's dining set fell through the floor. Oh no. I wonder what happened there. Oh well, we'll just pretend that's still in place because we have a restaurant to build. We might have to keep that small though, looking at that size meter. It's not looking great. Oh, this is the settler that I traded, the woman coming over from Red Rocket Truck Stop. And this is the outfit I put her in for the Manic Pixie Dream Girl vibe. It's the ratty skirt outfit. I love this outfit. I might change it though. I could be tempted to dress her up in something else. I love the like Converse with the socks and the armbands. It's just, oh, beautiful. That's the one girl we have besides Mrs. Greentop. I'm trying to decide if I want to sleep or wait more because the weather's so icky you might not be able to see what I'm doing. We can sit by the fire for a minute, see if things warm up. The delay is a lot, right? Like more than normal. This guy, I put him in the athletic outfit. He runs Greentop Fruit. I wonder if he'll go over there. Hi. The athletic outfit feels kind of boyish. Like he just strikes me as somebody younger who, yeah, look, he's going over to sell fruit. Hi. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with how we glitched that together. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, it's a little lighter out, so I think we can continue with this, but I am going to be forced to make it a little smaller. One, because of space, and two, because I changed my mind again and I decided I don't want to use the warehouse floors. I want to use the shack floors. Oh, we can see the medical doctor over there in his shack too. I think the shack floors, they just feel scrappier. But we can still use this piece. And we can actually use a lot from the warehouse set with that. We scroll over, and I think we'll do a blend. This just looks slightly cleaner. A blend of shack pieces and warehouse pieces, because one, I love blending things together like that. But two, I feel like it'll feel a little bit more organic in a settlement like this, because they wouldn't have concrete. Or actually, I think they would. I said that once. I think back in my castle build, I said they wouldn't have like cement mixers, and a lot of people pointed out that you can make cement. Not by hand, but like mixing by hand. Like that would be a thing that they could feasibly do, which good to know. But here at least, I don't think they would have poured fresh concrete to make these to make the foundation. I think that the shack foundation would read better. Yeah, I think that works. And then actually, do we want to do two of those and have it come out on both sides like this? That could be cute. And I'm just looking for a corner piece that'll fit there nicely. And I think this one does, and it gives us some lovely visual interest with those little crisscrossy pieces. And let's get some pillars. We're on the size limit. I think we are gonna have to glitch that a little bit if I wanna keep going. I saw somebody use these ball track pieces as supports. Yeah. Like this, because they glitch a little easier, or they intersect a little easier. And so I want to try them. I think I might agree. They're very cool. Like that. Yeah. I got nothing against that. I'll just do a few until the build limit stops me and we're forced to figure out a way around it. Yeah, that looks fantastic. Oh, wow. Okay, love that. Now let's go back to our shack pieces. Oh, and it looks like the sun is coming out. We'll do door. Okay, that is the settlement limit. I don't think there's anything else we can scrap, so we are going to glitch around it a little bit. And I know I've been really vocal about how I don't like to do this, and I don't. And I am a little worried because of how slow, the sleeping was. But we're not going to like drain it entirely. I just want to go enough past it that we can fix the or finish this little diner space. So I'm going to drop some weapons. And then the idea with this glitch is that if you like store them from here, yeah, the game thinks that you're clearing some stuff. And it gives us just a little bit more to work with. The risk really is if you do that and you go like 3 times past the settlement size, your game can crash. So I don't like using it. And, you know, I keep saying this. I really like finding where the, you know, natural limits of the game are. But we are so close to finishing this one. I really think we can. Just with, you know, a little added push. Is there anything that's going to snap to that doorway? Let's move the door. Actually, now with the door removed, let's go back and see if those warehouse stairs snap to it, because I feel like they should. Although we did use the shack foundation, so maybe that's going to make that a little more difficult. I wonder if the scaffolding stairs would snap though, because these are really wonderful too. Like, that's cool. Don't think they're gonna snap here. Oh, how cool would that be though? If I wasn't worried about people pathfinding into there, I probably would use them. We should be good with some regular stairs. Oh. That really doesn't want to snap there, though. Let's... Because I know things will snap to the normal doorway. Let's see if we can't snap on with the normal doorway and then just kind of replace it. No to these. Okay, so that was scaffolding. No to scaffolding. No to these. Yeah, that didn't seem to want to work. What about concrete? Ooh, concrete does snap. Can I snap? I can snap that whole thing. It'll be mostly underground, but look at how cool that is. Yeah, that works. And now replacing this with this. Will this snap back into place? Yes, it will. And this too. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. We'll scrap that. Oh, I wish that went the other way. I bet we can make it go the other way. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's really cool. Let's close up the hole in the wall. Come over to this piece. I wish there were more of this piece. Uh-oh. Oh, am I too close to the edge of the settlement? Might have to scooch it forward just a tiny bit. Tiny bit. Where was it? Like that? Did that give us more room? Yeah, actually, that was pretty good. I did not expect to get that on my first try. Yeah, okay. So we have the inside. We got to figure out the roof. And when you're mixing the warehouse pieces with the shack pieces, the roof does get a little complicated. Personally, I like to pick a roof that has a really high side like this and point that side up to the warehouse roof side so it kind of meets. I don't know if I like this with the sheet though. This one also works nicely like that. Yeah. And then if we go back to the warehouse pieces and just pick, oh, don't cover that up, but pick like a flatter roof here. I think it does go together pretty well. Ooh, yeah, like that. Yeah, because it does have a little bit of a gap. Some neat stuff going on here. I really like this warehouse set. What about that? Gives it a little bit of a lip on all sides. Yeah, I think that marries together beautifully. And then what I think is really neat, and we've done this before, and I've seen some other people do this, is using a weapon rack like this. Will that go there? Maybe. Well, maybe it won't. But just to put the name of the settlement, or not the settlement, the building, like that. Maybe that won't go there. Interesting. Turn green for a second, like there. And then, ooh, and then we can snap it. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, we can just keep stacking the snapping. Oh, we could go on top of it with that. Hold on. Now that we know these things can kind of stack up from wherever they snap. Oh, although that one does go right up there. Can't tell how I feel about that, to be honest. I think this piece is nice. And then we have the other one. Let's try and get this green again. I understand why this wouldn't be normally, accounted for in their collision maps. It was green for a second there. Yep. Sometimes you just gotta find that sweet spot. I guess it'll go right there. Yeah. We use that piece to force it over a little bit. Let me get rid of, get rid of this short one. Put that one there. There we go. And now we can put the name on that if and when we come up with a name. Okay. Wonderful. So we want this to be a bar. Come into stores, food and drink. Oh, I didn't know we had enough headspace to do this kind of bar. Ooh, hold on. Oh no, the big one is still too big. Yeah, that's too big. But I think this one is cute. This would be a nice social spot. You come in here, order at the little bar, and then you have all this space for hanging out. I got one eye on that size meter. I really don't want to have to glitch past it any further than this. Where are the diner chairs? They are in chairs. Yeah. They fight about being put in the like wall and ceiling outcropping things. I don't really know why, but that's okay. We can make that work. It's all about finding the sweet spot. I think actually, if we just do one, maybe we can put the counter things and let the rest of it be like bar seating, which I think is over in miscellaneous, because we want to take advantage of the space that we have this way. If I had enough space, those would snap together. Pretty sure. Oh, I didn't mean to grab that whole thing. Would this snap here? I thought they would automatically snap. Maybe not. That's okay. Because we can smush them together anyway. Yeah, like that. And now we'll grab those bar stools. And I'm just using this one to make sure the bar stools face the correct way. There's really no place for their legs to go, so I'll keep them pulled back. Yeah. That's really cute. And then I can pull this one a bit more to the left. We have a little gap here that I think could be used as storage space. So let's grab a container and see if there's anything good that can fill that little gap. Filing cabinet could work. Tools doesn't make as much sense. Locker doesn't really make sense. Could this filing cabinet work? It could, but I like the vibe of the other one better. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I really like the idea of giving them some extra storage in that way. Yeah, so they can sit here, look out. They could sit here, look out. We actually, I think, have room for the bigger bar. I was kind of hedging my bets on how much space we would have in here, but I think we have enough to do this full out, you know? And as I say that, I feel like maybe not. Oh no, okay, we do. Yeah, I just can't come too close to that. Oh, that works. That works, and it gives it this really wonderful airy feeling on that side. That's really cute. Okay. Let's see if we can do something on the wall here. This might be a really good space for an Edatronic. Let's get the beat up one though. It just feels more environmentally appropriate. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. We want, I don't feel like an ashtray really needs to go here. And I think an oil lamp would fit better than the candles. And we can put that on top of that filing cabinet that I added. That's adorable. Little plant on this side since it had a little bit of a gap. And not a welcome mat, but just a mat as like an entry mat. Yeah. Like that. And that, I'm going to fill this settlement right up to the brim. And a little stool for whoever's running the bar. Yeah. Can somebody still stand there? No, they can't because I put the Edatronic too close. Okay, we're just going to move that a little bit left then. Is that enough? Yeah. Okay, so they can get around and get in that. That is so cute. Oh, but we don't have a name for it. Greentop Nursery. I don't know. I might sit on that one. I might sit on that one and take some comment suggestions from you guys. I love a pun. I think puns for bars are just the cutest thing. And do I have room in that size meter to do a little outdoor seating? Oh, I wasn't going to do these, but if they fit. How do we feel about that outside? I don't know how I feel about that, actually. Picnic table? I think I like the picnic table better. But the wooden one, which I think we have, or the patio table, which is not under chairs. It would be under tables because it is a patio table. Somewhere. Click, 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 click. I love that click. That's my problem. I get too excited and I click in the wrong direction. Yeah, this. Oh, that's stunning. Absolutely lovely. And let's grab the matching chairs. And then that's incredible. I am obsessed with that. Please let me know what to name this bar in the comments. Oh my gosh. Okay. With that, I think we're ready for our full tour. It is time for our full tour of Greentop Nursery, a thriving farming settlement here in the middle of the Commonwealth. We have a lot of people here and a lot of trade caravans coming in, but here on the right we have this small area for traders to park their Brahmin, because the main attraction here at Greentop is their fruit. They have specialty mute fruit, a special strain of it here that they sell at Greentop Fruit. This is a little roadside fruit stand. You can buy on by the bushel, by the bucket. They also have fresh purified water, which of course is very sought after in the Commonwealth. This house is a pre-war house that has been retrofitted with some modern amenities like a working door. This main area here in the house serves as a kind of meeting room for everybody who lives here. They can gather around this table, they can sit, they can cook, they can grab some, they can grab some drinks, some food. You can see they have an ice cooler here in lieu of refrigeration, but they have a lot of meat in here, so they eat well. And their diet is very balanced between protein and the fruit. They have this small refinished bathroom. They have a small guest room here as well for somebody who is passing through, trying to save up enough caps to make it to a larger settlement. Here we have the home office of Mr. and Mrs. Greentop, and of course it's very important for them to keep their paperwork in order. They have a lot of people coming through applying for jobs. They have to work out trade deals with the neighboring settlements, stuff like that. And then here is their master bedroom. So they have a large king-size bed here, cozy little sitting area. They've really built this settlement from the ground up, but with the support of the Minutemen, they were able to expand it even farther, and it's become quite impressive. This is the area of the greenhouse where they have their specialty mute fruit strains. You can see it's growing here in these bathtubs instead of out here in the dirt, just like the rest of the crops. And of course, we've diversified their crops a little bit too. You can see Mrs. Greentop farming potatoes there in the background. They have corn, but these mute fruit plants, these are the specialty of Greentop Nursery. That's what gets people all around coming in. Here we have a bar. This is a nice place for the farmers to grab a drink after work. We still don't have a name for it, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Pop in here, grab a drink, seat, eat a tronic, everything that you could need. Coming down here, we have the medical stand. There's a little sitting area if you know your loved one is getting a checkup. You told them you'd meet them afterwards. We have some scaffolding coming in here. It's a lovely blend of scaffolding and shack. The doctor has a place to work. Here is our doctor. You can sit here, get an exam. He'll wash up his hands, very sterile. Of course, some vodka as well for sterilizing. Hello, Preston. We are giving our tour. Coming back here, this is where we have most of our domestic units. So this is kind of an apartment complex with 4 units. So this one here on the bottom right, this is our comic book guy. He's kind of a nerd collector. He has a lot of comic books, games, pre-war toys. He's really a big fan of the Silver Shroud and the Unstoppables. He's got a vintage pre-war projector here, which he's also very proud of, so he can watch his cartoons. He has a crush on his neighbor here, bottom left. This is our Manic Pixie Dream Girl. She's got a lot of stuff going on here too. She's got genuine pre-war Radiation King television. Of course, there are no channels, but she uses it for white noise to sleep. She's got some mid-century modern art. She did have a plate, but it fell through the bottom of the settlement, so I've got to fix that after this. There is an outhouse. There's also, of course, the working bathroom in the main house, but there is an outhouse here for people out here. Here we have a young couple who has a small child too. So there's a crib here. They've managed to save up enough. Greentop Nursery is a very safe settlement, so it's a wonderful place to settle, make some caps, have a safe, good life here. There's some toys for their kid, little sitting area for them, and then double bed. And then if we come around, excuse me, Preston. He's always just a little step behind on these things. If we come around here, we have the doctor's home, and the doctor in his after hours serves as a type of therapist to his clients. So you may recognize some of the decor as the Children of Adam cult. It's actually not a religious connection here. It's just some, comfy, mindful art for people to come in, grab a seat. He's really great to talk to. Maybe he'll take some notes. He's got a little coffee station and a little vault poster. He can type up more notes here, and then back behind this beaded curtain looking flag area, he has his private bed as well. So very cozy therapist office-like setup for him. I did want to do something more with this side of the settlement, but I think we're out of space and time. If you're comfortable glitching your game more, I would do just like a small seating area, I think, there for farmers to take a break while they're working. But that is Greentop Nursery. Thank you so much for joining me today, the General of the Minutemen, as we work together to rebuild the Commonwealth one settlement at a time. If you enjoyed this build, please do check out the whole playlist. I have a playlist of all the builds I've done. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, a comment, let me know. If you hated it, a thumbs down. I love hearing what you think either way. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, and I will see you next week.